So this is it. This is the year I turned 50, and it feels like a big one. I remember my dad's 40th birthday. I mean, I was a little kid, but I remember people bringing black balloons and throwing a party, and all the napkins had jokes about death on them and stuff. And, here I am, a little kid. I looked up at him and I was like, oh my God, you're freaking ancient. But you know what? 10 years ago, 40 for me was no big deal. Just wasn't. I was doing my thing. And, well, 50 feels big, especially given the industry I work in. So, given my age and how long I've been building websites for, you can imagine, it was back in the early or mid 90s, late 90s. I was a young guy, hungry to learn, staying up all night. I was reading actual like paper books on ASP, ColdFusion, then eventually PHP, JavaScript, and all those because Google really wasn't a thing yet. And not only was it not a thing, but the search engines really weren't producing the results quickly. And you know what? A lot of the content hadn't been created yet online. But anyway, there was, by late 90s, I'd graduated college, I'd gone off into the work world, and the web was booming, right? So it didn't take me long. It didn't take me long to climb the ladder, start making the six-figure salary and all that kind of stuff. But honestly, I thought I'd be a millionaire by now. After surviving the dot-com era of the early 2000s, I thought I would have started the amazing startup by now and become a multi-millionaire and all that kind of good stuff. But what's the reality? The reality of 50? Now, I'm still a business owner, but I'm still writing code and I'm still grinding. Retirement, well, that ain't happening anytime soon. And I work because I have to. But you know what? I honestly also still kind of love it. I just love the tech. I love the programming. Honestly, I want to know what to do if I didn't have this. But I have a real fear, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. I have a real fear of becoming the old man in tech. When I started, tech was a young person's game, or at least we told ourselves it was. If you looked around at all the dot-coms, they were filled with, college dropouts and young 20-year-olds who were all making their millions and buying their Lambos and stuff. And, no one wanted that old man on their development team. But look at this gray hair. Now I am the old man. I am that old developer. So I gotta ask, do clients see me as experienced, or are they worried that I could be out of touch, stuck in my ways? Am I the equivalent of that office worker who, in the late 90s didn't have a computer on their desk? I mean, the irony of once looking down on older devs and now being one. Now, so much has changed in the last 25 years. Frameworks, various tools, AI. I mean, it's incredible how much has changed in that short period of history. But what hasn't changed, and what I kind of find solace in, is that solving problems, debugging, and all those kind of things, those still exist. Some things never change. Granted, the color of my hair and the fact that my glasses are becoming more and more important, those things change. So what is it like being the old man dev, a 50-year-old web developer? I gotta be honest, it's pretty weird. Never really thought I'd be here. But at the same time, it's pretty great. I'm get to see some absolutely amazing things happen in regards to technology trends and changes and advances and all that kind of stuff. And it really starts to make me think, like, what's more important? Is it experience? Is it being able to hop on a new trend very quickly? Probably all of it. Probably all of it is what really matters. Am I old? Am I done? No, not yet. But I think that, especially with this new influx of AI tools and stuff like that, it's really going to change the space. And I think that we've got to be willing to adapt And as long as you're willing to adapt and not become that, grumpy old man who's, back in my day, and absolutely refuse to change your ways, and you can adapt, use new tools, learn new things, then I think it'll be fine. So there's no real lesson for this video. There's no real point to this video. It was more of a kind of consider a journal entry of a man realizing how old he is, and the irony of looking back and thinking, wow, I probably wouldn't have worked with that guy when I thought I was some hot 20-some-year-old coder who knew everything. Yeah, so there it is.